In 2017, it was clearly the year for gaming. Some new, some remastered. Crash Bandicoot even came back onto the scene, as well as other new platformers making an appearance. I'm sure we all have games we want to come back and have the same remastered treatment. So with that said, I'm going to give you my 5 games I want remastered the most, and why. What is going on, everyone? It is Jay from Reasons to Play here, and I try to persuade you to play a game or to not play a game by coming up with as many reasons as possible. And if I can't, you like the comment #NotConvinced in the comment section below, and I'll have to do the opposite. It's 2018, guys, so Happy New Year! Let's hope that 2018 is going to be a fantastic year for gaming, just as it was for 2017. Now, we did get new games. We also got the Crash Bandicoot Remaster, and it got me thinking, what about other remasters? What kind of remasters would you guys like? What kind of remasters of games would I like? And that's why I put this list together and why this video is a bit different today. Now, the 5 games I've chosen are the ones I want the most, and they're not in any particular order. But with that said, guys, let's get started with number 5. Number 5. Digimon World. I feel like this is the less likely to happen, so I figured I would get this one out of the way. Digimon World 1 is still my favourite game of the franchise. The problem is that Digimon is still going. Games are still being put out, merchandise, anime, so it's not like it's a franchise that's disappeared. But still, I had to include this since it is my personal favourite Digimon game. And hey, we did get that sequel much later on, Digimon World Next Order, which I haven't beaten yet, but does feel like Digimon World, but times 2. Digimon World to me had that right balance, and yet at the same time wanting to explore more and raise more Digimon. That's one of the things I liked doing, was raising Digimon, training them at the gym to try and get your idol Digimon, and then ended up with Nimon. Or as I like to call him, Catstick with Eyes. I loved exploring the digital world. The different areas you can go to, the different Digimon you encounter. You learn techniques by battling and learning them from your opponent. At the same time, I was watching Digimon Adventures, and so a lot of Digimon I recognized immediately. Maybe part of it is my childhood nostalgia, but I personally have not played a game since that's captured that enjoyability in a Digimon game. I actually prefer this as opposed to leveling up like in most RPGs. At the time, it was unique. You can raise your Digimon and try to make a powerful ultimate to take down the final boss Machinedramon, and with epic music to go with it. Or just take a Sukamon and beat him. Challenge mode, anyone? Number 4. Croc Legend of the Gobbos. This game, also my childhood, is a platformer that had potential but just couldn't compete with the likes of Crash and Spyro. You are a young crocodile raised by these furry creatures called the Gobbos, and they teach him how to fend for himself, only for the Gobbos to be kidnapped by Baron Dante, the villain in this game, and his Dantini minions. So Croc gets his backpack and sets off on his adventure to save his Gobbo friends. This game is so adorable. I love all the designs. The Gobbos, Croc, the designs of the enemies, it captures that childlike feel, making me want to go on an adventure. The music is phenomenal. I love the soundtrack, and most people would say that's the best part of the game. Almost all of it is catchy in some way and fit the theme of the world or level perfectly. When I was a kid, I used to always smile and chuckle when Croc would say things when attacking or stumping. The environments, the sound effects all go together around the theme of the game. The downside is that people didn't like the gameplay because it was hard. The controls were not the best, they were like tank controls, and that accompanied by precision platforming made it so you would die constantly. And for a kid, this game is too hard, and even as an adult, I bet people struggled. Maybe it's because I've grown up playing some hard games, but even though I've been frustrated in the past, I still come back to this game if not for the graphic style and music alone. They tried to improve on things in Croc 2, but I feel they still didn't quite get it right. But that was it. I never got my Croc free. Heck, if Bubsy can come back, why can't Croc?
Granted, Argonaut isn't around anymore, so someone would have to take over, but with the right team, I think Croc can make a comeback, and I would love to see a return of him in the future. Number 3, the Onimusha series. Now, you probably thought this would be all PS1, right? Almost, but it's a PS2 game. The Onimusha series is a hack and slash game set in feudal Japan, where demons take over and samurais and ninjas have to step up with the power of the good demons to take the bad and save Japan. I love feudal Japan and samurais. I'm also a fan of beat 'em up and hack and slash games. I'm surprised they never did a Dynasty Warriors Onimusha game. This may remind you of, say, Devil May Cry or Resident Evil. Well, that's because apparently Onimusha was going to be a Resident Evil game, and that's why they had the same camera. The main protagonist, which was usually Samunosuke Akechi, would be given the only gauntlet by the Ogre clan, who are defeated by the evil demons, the Genma. With it, he could take out the demons, absorb their souls, and power up his weapons and armor. You got a variety of different weapons, each with elemental abilities such as thunder, fire, and wind. If you press the square button just before an enemy hit or guard at the right time, you would get an Isen, a critical hit on your opponent, which was always satisfying to me. In the Xbox version of Onimusha Warlords or in other games, they introduced the Onimusha transformation, a powerful form. When you collect enough purple souls, you become invincible and become much stronger for a short period of time. Your character's hair grows longer and have a purple aura around them. I always thought it was an awesome transformation. It also had some puzzle elements to the game, sometimes for treasure like healing items, bows, or even guns to open the way to the next area. If you like Devil May Cry, I think you can like this series as well. It's a really fun hack and slash, and I really want it to make a return. If not a remaster of the 4 games on PS2, minus this one I guess, then maybe as a Dynasty Warriors type game, as I think it could really work. Number 2, Spyro the Dragon. I mean, how could this not be on the list? I grew up with Spyro and Crash and loved the trilogy on the PS1. My thoughts are pretty much the same as my 5 reasons to play Spyro the Dragon, so go check that out if you haven't already. I'll leave a card in the top right corner of the video. But it's another fun platformer, great controls, fun gameplay, torching enemies with your flame attack and charging into them, while having collectibles and rescuing dragons, dragon eggs, and just saving that level in general. Having some great humour in the first game and having a lot of charm across all 3 games. Spyro the Dragon is a fun platforming experience which of course isn't for everyone. I know people who have said they have played Crash and prefer Crash over the Spyro. But him and Spyro dominated the platforming scene back in the late 90s. They would almost go hand to hand with each other. And considering Crash got his remaster, and not to mention the resurrection of Sir Dan with a medieval remaster being announced, and the fact it's Spyro's 20th anniversary this year, they've got to bring the Purple Dragon back and give him the same treatment as Crash Bandicoot. He deserves it. And number 1, Brave Fencer Musashi. Oh man, what a forgotten gem on the PS1. Like Croc, back in the day, this game I felt had a lot of charm, which I suppose can make it hard to have that work in this day and age, but I think with the right team working on it, it can be done. It worked out great for Crash, so I believe a gem such as this can come back. You play as a kid, though believed to be the legendary swordsman Musashi, the wielder of the sword fusion and Lumina. I love the characters in this game. The personalities are spot on and I absolutely love the humour. Musashi is a boy who seems very clumsy but confident with an attitude. But then you see him lift a giant robot with ease and toss it over an edge while destroying most of the castle. No one really takes him seriously because he's a kid and he can't go back to his own world until he saves the princess and the world he is in. The gameplay is very fun. Maybe a little aged at this point I suppose. It's platforming with a bit of hack and slash. You can take your enemies' abilities and use them to do all sorts of fun stuff while powering up your weapons by getting these crests and getting new abilities that way. It's a long but fun adventure style game with lots of different environments, and the music, my god, the music is epic. The soundtrack is amazing in this game. This really is a rare gem of a game, which you probably can only get nowadays if you pay a lot of money for it. I feel maybe even underrated, a game people missed out, and I would love to re-experience this gem of a game with the same remastered treatment.
And that's it, guys. Those are my 5 games I want the most to be remastered. However, I'm sure yours is very different. So I'd love it if you would comment below your 5 games you want the most in the comment section below. I'm sure Medieval is going to be amazing when it comes out. The fans will get to experience their childhood, and new players such as myself will be the first time I ever try out Medieval. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that, and I'm definitely going to try and pick it up. Maybe not straight away when it's released, sort of depends. You know, hashtag money problems, first world problems. But I'm sure I'll pick it up when I can. And let's just hope that, you know, Spyro gets the 20th anniversary that he deserves with an announcement of the remastered of 3 Spyro classic games. And who knows, we might even get more games. Croc? But with that said, guys, if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like. If you are new, subscribe to more Reasons to Play, and hit that bell notification to let you guys know when I go live with another video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And before I go, if you do want to push for these remastered games, shoutouts to Twitter, shoutouts to the guys that have Twitter accounts for remastered games, such as Croc, Spyro, and even Tumba, and there might be even more. Give them a follow if you've got Twitter, give them a like, help them out to push your games, because they even heard that they're watching, Activision are watching, they're listening. So who knows, other companies might be listening too. It might be the year for even more remastered games, who knows. But if you want to support your games, then head over to Twitter, and you never know, there might be a remastered whatever game you want. Give them a like, give them a follow, and who knows what will happen. But once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to stop rambling. Take care of my fellow gamers. I will see you next time.